Hey there everybody, welcome to the tutorial for the Summer Picnic Scrapbook-in-a-Box kit. Now this kit is a purchase from my Etsy shop, Dot and Whimsy. You will receive everything to make the kit, and a list of all of the supplies needed is listed on the little instruction sheet that's included with the kit. Now there are not any written instructions for this project, but pretty much everything is stepped out here. I'm showing you all of the measurements, so if you want to follow through here and make notes as to what measurements I used, what pattern papers I used for each of the different tags that are inside of the pockets of the box, please feel free to do that. I do have some stationery pictures with a typed out description throughout the video, but for this part I'm just going to kind of buzz through this first little part here and let you see everything that is inside of the kit, and then I will come back as we go through some of the more of the step out parts of the construction of the box. I'll come through and walk you through that part. So for now, let's just kind of look through all of the different pieces and things that you can look forward to making for your box. Okay, now that we have the little walkthrough done, we're going to move on and I'm going to show you how to make the pleated part. This is what will hold all of the pockets in place. Okay, and it will be attached to that small square of chipboard that is also in your kit. And you can see here how the tabs of this part here will attach to the sidewalls of your house. So take that pre-scored piece of cardstock paper out of your kit. You'll notice here I'm starting with the flap up of the first scored line. You will skip the next scored line, and what you're going to do are make peaks and valleys. So every valley will be a half of an inch. So ½ inch there. You can see the V, and then how you skip and then make another V. The peaks or the V's are what your pockets are going to attach to. You will need 6 of these peaks and then 2 end flaps that will attach to the walls. I want to make mention too that right here you will notice that yes, you will glue down those flat parts of the pleated part to that base chipboard. These next series of pictures are going to show you how I added the different papers and which tags and all the components that I used to decorate the front of the house. So if you want to stop and pause this part of the video, now would be a good time. Of course, you have your roof line that already has the pre-cut white paper, your flower. You will just need to cut out the house shapes and your tags. And then I'm showing you here all the different stickers and everything that I did to layer onto the front to make that front decoration. Okay, now let's move on to fixing the bottom of the box here. You will have that piece of chipboard that's in your kit. It's not quite a square. It is like 4 by 3 3/4. I've cut a piece of paper, and please disregard this pattern. It's a piece that's not in your kit. This is just for demonstration purposes. So you'll notice here that I cut it an inch larger on both sides. So your strip of paper will be 3 3/4 by 6 inches. And you'll notice I just centered that onto that. I'll glue that in place, and then that will be glued to the interior walls of your house. Like that. So that is how that will stay together. And then once you have that done, you'll put your pattern paper over that, and then you'll come back and add that pleated part. Of course, it will be completely pleated, but this is just to show you you're going to add glue there and then glue that flap to the other flap, and that's what's going to keep your walls together. And to save on paper, I did use the sample paper that's on the cover of the kit. I used that to cover both the top and bottom pieces of your chipboard. So that is another thing that you could do to save paper. You can save that pretty paper for making more tags. Okay, now we're going to move on to the pocket construction. Again, this paper is used just for demonstration purposes only. You'll cut it to 4 by 12, and then you will score at 4 and at 8, and then fold those flaps in along the score lines. Next, I'm just going to corner around just the top part. You can do the bottom part if you want to, but of course that will be what is at the bottom of the box, so you won't see that part. And then next you're just going to use your liquid glue or adhesive tape to glue those 2 flaps together. And then you're going to take your pleated part. Of course, it will be completed with the 6 different peaks and valleys of the completed part there. And then that bottom opening part just slides down over the peak, and you just hold that until it is set and glued in place. And then you will repeat with the remaining 5 pockets. Okay, now you'll see all of the 6 pockets are in place. And then there is the front and the back walls of the box. And you'll also see here on the side I've added those little bands. Not necessarily, but it is kind of helps to keep the walls together. So I just took 1.5 inch by 6 inch strips, because that is 4 inches wide. And then you want to add about 1 inch of a tab for the front and the back. So if you decide to add those, you'll see I just glued those little tabs in place. And it just kind of keeps the walls together as you're, adding the different pieces and tags in the book to the inside. But you see you've got plenty of room to add more things inside of there if you want to do that. But I decided there in the middle that was a good spot to add that little chunky book. And then you can add all of your different tags, even more tags and pictures and things to your little inside pockets. And here now is a little brief walkthrough with some different descriptions of the measurements and different things. So this would also be a good point to stop and maybe take some notes and take a look at how everything is finished inside of the book. Again, if you have any questions, please send me an email. My email is on the instruction sheet. And if you're interested in a kit, please stop by dotandwhimsy@etsy.com. Thank you again for your purchase, and I hope you enjoy making this.